Hello and welcome to the second part of this series where we're going to feature a coloring book page on Aquana. If you missed the first one, that's totally cool. You can check that out later. This one is going to focus on the water character from the film Alight. She's one of my very favorite character designs that we have of our entire lineup of mascots for VFX Apprentice. If you're interested in learning more after this video, you can go check out the painting and drawing resources over on our website. We have a full course catalog that's going to get you ready for an effects animation job in the game and television and film industry. So definitely worth a look if you want to go check that out. If you like what you're seeing here, let us know in the comments which other characters you want to see us feature and what other types of content you would like. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to turn you over to Danny, one of the amazing artists from our community who has gone through that content, and she's going to walk you through how to paint the watery effects around Aquana.
Hi everyone! Today we're going to be drawing our favorite little water element, which is none other than Aquana, of course. This image will be made available for you a lot. You can download it, print it out, and either draw with me or draw whatever you want with this in your free time. Be sure to show off whatever you've made. We'd love to see what you came up with, or we'd love to see your attempt on Aquana herself. So with that being said, let's get into it. So Aquana is our water element. And to kind of demonstrate a few things, I have a glass of water here. Let me just do it like this. As you can see, we can see Aquana underneath this glass, and that's because water is transparent. Water is also reflective, which you can hopefully see here a bit. Light that shines through hits here, and it comes out here. So water is transparent, and it is also reflective. Another thing, let me just move this out of the way real quick. Hopefully you will be able to see. I'll pour a bit slowly. Is you can see like these bubbles forming, and that's because oxygen gets mixed in with the water, and that like forms all these bubbles that you can like see in here. Even like in the ocean, you tend to see like these bubbles like throughout like big bodies of water. So that's kind of cool. Another thing, here, let me go a little slower. As you can see, like the water kind of distorts and ripples a bit, and this is just basically because like the water is moving. We're going to be making use of all four of these things to make sure that our lovely Aquana doesn't turn out very flat, first of all, and it's just going to help us understand why she's put together the way that she is. Just move that all out of the way. Now, whoop, spilled a little bit of water, but that is a-okay. Now, let's get something to draw with. Hmm. Now, I don't know about you, but I think we're going to be using something blue today. Let's see. Well, I think this is actually a nice color. Yeah, just move all of that out of the way. Cool. I'm also just going to get this image out for you guys to hopefully demonstrate something with the ripples and with the bubbles. So this is the ocean, and these are like the ripples of the oceans. This shows that the ocean is like moving and being pushed into like a certain direction. We're gonna be making use of like these ripples to show like in what direction Aquana's water is flowing, as well as it's gonna show that she is 3D, and it's also I think it just looks nice in all honesty. So here is like her arm, so to speak. So I made like a top ripple up here, and I also made like the back ripple. This kind of just shows that, you know, she's transparent, but this also helps to show the volume of her, so to speak. And I just added a foam line as like it ripples, and then it ends in foam. So like kind of like what waves would do as well. And here I have like some negative space gaps, which we will also incorporate in our drawing. But first, let's see, let's finish Aquana's body herself. But let's just finish her leg real quick. Here we go. Just like, she also has like a little bubble where her foot is to kind of show that, you know, like it kind of broke off, but it's still there. So it's like a little bubble, and I add like two little dots here. That's just to kind of show like the reflectiveness of light. Now to finish off her hair, I'm actually going to be using this ripple form-ish to show off what her head shape looks like. So we'll actually start here. And I'll just draw this out a bit. Here we go, and just connect that there. I will clean up these lines as we go. So we have like her head shape, we have her leg, her little foot, broken off foot over there. And now we're just gonna fill her in just a little bit. So like I mentioned before with the bubbles, we're also gonna create like a little bubble to kind of accentuate like her head shape. So we're gonna have like a little circle inside her body. Whoop. Let me just draw it out over here, and we're gonna connect it over here. Cool. I'm also just gonna give like these little foam lines where her eyes are, at like the edge of her eyes. There we go. Cute. Now that that is done, let's fill her body in a little bit more. So for her head, I'm actually going to create like a little foam line. Yeah, but intersect there, that's fine. Go down, come from this end, go down as well. There we go. So we kind of have her head sectioned off a little bit. Make that a little bit darker. Here we go. Make this a little bit darker. There. I will be adding some negative space into these things, and why would I do that? If we have like these two circles and this one has like these two negative shapes in this, you can kind of argue that this is a bit more visually pleasing than this. So we're going to add some of these negative shapes in here as well. So I'm going to add like a nice little medium one in there, small one over here, then a bigger one in here. Big, medium, small is also going to be to make things a little bit more interesting. For example, if we have three shapes like this and three shapes like this is arguably more interesting than this, as well as this one has like a little bit of a different shape, because again, you don't want everything to look like the same, because it's not going to be as interesting as when things are a little bit different. Cool. I'm going to add some lines into her little bubble here as well to kind of show that it is 3D and it has a little bit of a ripple as well. Just gonna do it like this. And the reason why I'm not making this like a all rounded like kind of outline is because I'm kind of showing like the shape of uh the bubble. Here we go. It's just gonna look a little bit more interesting. So I'm trying to show like the front and the back end of like the bubble, just to make it a bit more 3D. Here we go. So that's done. I will also be adding a negative shape in here, and I'll add one here for good measure. Ooh, I'll actually add like a little highlight up here where her head is. Now let's move on to her little arms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like a little foam line over here. Then I'm going to create like the top ripple. That like that. There we go. So we're just creating these little ripple shapes. I think this arm will show it a little bit better, where we'll create the foam line. Here we go. And we'll just create the ripple up here. And then we'll draw the back side of the ripple, because again, we're trying to make her look a little bit more 3D. I'll also just add some highlight or like negative space down here. Not negative space for like when the ripple ripples out and like kind of finishes. Let's do her body now. So we'll create the little foam line, goes up and down, and we'll bring it all around. There we go. Yeah, that works. That's not too bad. Cool. Now I'll just draw a nice big negative shape in here, and we'll actually just make a ripple from this. So this will go down here, and we'll go up here. Give it some negative shapes, and start creating like the backside of this ripple. Here we go. There. Now that doesn't look too shabby. Now her insides are kind of sketched out. Let's create a little water swirl to show Akana's like, I guess, floating, being pushed up just like Sparker with her element. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw, it's like an action line. So I'm gonna draw this swirl, and from this swirl, we're basically gonna build our water swirl. I'm just gonna block it out, so I'll just draw very roughly how I would want this to look. So this is gonna go like here, and it's gonna come here, it's gonna be bigger here. We're just making like a little box that we don't really want to go out of, but that's a-okay. Cool. So now we have like the outline of the box of our water swirl. So now we're basically just gonna carve into this and give like more nicer shapes to what's going on. So let's see, just gonna start from here. Gonna make some nice swirl shapes. Here we go. Curve that in. Have that go in there. Here we go. I was just gonna draw a little water droplet here, because like the water is like breaking off here. Because this is like the start. So like the start's gonna be thin, and as it pushes up, it's gonna get thicker here, and it's gonna thin out at the top. Because here's not gonna be a whole lot of water, and here's not gonna be a whole lot of water, but here's gonna be the most water, because that's like still like moving. Cool. So with that being done, let me just kind of follow this, because this is going to be overlapping. This front part's going to be overlapping this part like in the back, so it's going to go in the back and curl forward. So we kind of want to show that here as well. I have some sharp shapes in here, but I will fix that as we go. Cool. And then this just comes in here. Gonna make like a nice little curve there. Let's make some squiggly lines down here. And this goes in front of this. And this will just, let's squiggle over here. And bring this up into like a little point, because it's like showing the direction in which it is going. Go swirl that downwards, and I'm gonna actually have this come in like there. And there we go. Nice. So now we kind of have like the rough shape of whatever is going on with like our little swirl. As you can see, I'm having this overlap here as well, and this is just to kind of show like there's more volume than it just being flat. Cool. So with that being done, let's fill this in a little bit more. And just tidy it up a little bit as well. I'll actually draw another little water droplet here to kind of show that it's like breaking off. And now let's just do the inside of this. Now, what we want to keep in mind is that the swirl is going upwards. So our shapes we want to create on the inside kind of has to like follow the curve that we're trying to show off here, and we want to accentuate this. So I'll actually start it here. Bring this down. We just want to create some shapes that will accentuate this. Well, there we go. Well, that kind of works. Have a little dot in there. Yeah, that kind of works. There we go. Is this the neatest? Nope, but that is a-okay. It is what it is. I'll actually do some down here as well. Now, as you can see, I'm a little bit all over the place, but that is okay. It's okay to be all over the place sometimes. That's just how life is. Yeah, bring this down, why not? We'll actually make this. I want this to follow this line up here a little bit just to accentuate a little bit more. And I'll just make like another line in there. That works. There we go. Nice big line. Yeah. Nice little curve in there. Gonna want this one to come out a little bit, and there we go. That works. Like a nice little, I want a nice water droplet there as well. Again, just to show like the water is breaking off. A nice shape here. See, it's like pointing in this direction to kind of show like we want to go this way. This is gonna do that as well, sort of. Again, to show like, hey, we're going this way. Create like a nice big shape over here. Yeah, that kind of works. There we go. Add a negative space in there. I know the negative space and the water droplets look the same, but it gets better when you like color it in. Then it like makes a little bit more sense. Just another water droplet over there. I'm gonna squeeze one more in here because I feel like that would be nice just to fill that up a little bit. Okay, now I realize this looks a little bit of a hot mess, but it's gonna get better. Let me just get a nice marker to kind of show you guys what this will look like. Now here's a 0.1, which is nice, but that's very fine. I think for something like this, it would be nice to have like a 0.3 or 0.5 or a 0.8. That's a bit thick though. 0.5. Let's go with that. The never-ending struggles of an artist. Sometimes you have too many things that you don't really use, and then when you need it, you have no clue where it is. So I'm just quickly gonna ink over this. And there we have it. Our lovely little Aquana. Granted, there are definitely a few dodgy shapes in here, but that's okay. It happens. thank you guys for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. I've been Daniel Falyun. This has been How to Draw Aquana, and yeah, see you guys in the next video.
All right, thanks for watching that video, learning how to draw the water around Aquana. I hope you learned a lot. I know I did. Danny's incredible. If you want to keep learning more, there's lots to learn over on our website concerning painting, drawing, animating, everything related to effects. It's really an awesome place to go check that out. There's a link in the description, or you can just go to vfxapprentice.com. Okay, that's it for now. We're excited to see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more, and we'll catch you later. Bye.